This is Jabba the Pod. Right, sons, and welcome to SYFY WIRE's Jabba the Pod, our weekly Star Wars podcast where we discuss the movies, shows, comics, books, games, and everything else from the galaxy far, far away. Every generation has a legend, every legend has a podcast, and this is ours. I am your host, disgraced former Jedi and Force mystic Brian Silliman. Joining me are the greatest co-host in the galaxy, beginning with former Force-sensitive Assassin's Guild member turned droids' rights activist Caitlin Bush.
Hello there.
And the man who lets us record on his starship, the smuggler with a not-so-secret heart of gold, captain of the Starbinger, Matt Romano.
Greetings!
Also with us is our protocol droid, Y1RZZ, Human Podcast Relations, a.k.a. Wires. He's telling me he's heard something from the Hutts. What is it, Wires?
Oh, indeed I have, sir. The Hutts and myself are pleased that the video edition of last week's episode can now be seen on YouTube. Should any listeners, fans, or Podawans wish to watch the action in that form.
Okay, that's something.
That's
Matt,
great.
do you have anything to add?
No, we're just very excited. So yeah, last week's episode is already up. We're obviously recording this episode right now, and it'll come out.
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
I was so confused as to what I was
Weird,
doing.
right?
Yeah.
So users can go, and listeners, watchers, all you people can go out to YouTube, search for SYFY WIRE Podcasts.
SYFY WIRE Podcast.
And you'll find us, and you can watch us and listen to us. But don't worry, the podcast is going to continue in its audio form.
Podcast stays. Will always be the podcast.
Always be the
Don't worry about
podcast.
that. We'll always be here for you on the Starbinger. But now,
Exactly.
if you want to get a good look, you can do that
All
too.
this goodness.
It's all here now.
You can do that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's going to take us to some news on the march.
News on the march.
Okay, this is mostly news. Mostly, hey, we didn't cover this.
This is mostly, we messed up.
I mean, did we or did we save it? I mean, we saved it.
We
Yes,
saved
we
it.
knew.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
saved it. Okay,
We
a
saved
tweet
it.
from Matt Martin of the Lucasfilm Story Group. Bless you. Bless you, Matt Martin. He has now, as we've said before, has the burden of, since Pablo Hidalgo snapped and blocked half of his followers, including me.
Can't blame him.
I never tweeted at him once, but
Hey.
it was random. He's enough. So all these questions now are going to Matt Martin, and he answers a lot of them. And bless him. But he's like, he doesn't make the decisions. He just
Right.
works on the story group. And he knows a lot about canon. But he had a tweet about last week we were talking about the holo call. I think our favorite moment
Yeah.
from the episode.
Between
Was it-
Padme and
yeah.
Anakin.
Was it yours too,
Absolutely.
Matt? I know
Yeah,
it
definitely.
was definitely for
Everything
for
about
Caitlin.
that
Or You
scene.
like the record thing.
Well, I love the Wrecker thing,
Yeah.
but I think in terms of
For-
That's
like
your favorite bit.
For
but
us,
like,
yeah.
exactly in terms of canon
But
and
for-
the juicy
yeah.
canon.
And we were right that was not a part of the animatics. That was added. Dave Filoni did add that, and he also he did that because Padme was not really going to be in this season. There's nothing with her, and he's like, well, we need some kind of Padme.
we have
Yeah,
to
you
have
gotta
Padme.
check
You
in on
can't
her.
not have Padme.
We need Padme. We also need Catherine Tabor. It's like couldn't agree more.
Yep.
So they added this bit in. And he said the tweet was talking about the time period as a whole, blah blah blah, and about, of course, Padme is showing.
Like,
Yeah.
She's
visibly
showing.
pregnant.
Not as much as it was in the trailer.
Right.
Right.
But you can see it in the thing. It's
Well,
like,
and they
okay,
and
that's
they make a point to put her hand on her stomach.
Yeah,
and,
she's
like,
putting
you know,
her hand on it.
She's
and-
doing it.
But
yeah.
Anakin's not like looking right at her belly. He's being a
Right.
gentleman and
She's-
looking in the eyes.
she's straight up like has her hand on her belly and
Yeah.
she's looking at him. She's like, are you going to say
Yeah,
anything?
Yeah, it's like she's like, I just ate 5 waffles because I'm, eating for 2, possibly 3. Wink, and at least he doesn't say it's like, by the way, it's like I love you. You still look like an angel.
Well,
Get to the gym.
In his
he
defense,
doesn't say that.
in his defense, holograms are translucent. Maybe he's looking down. It's
He's
warped.
looking
He
in her,
can't
he's
see.
looking her in the eyes
Yeah.
because he's in those angel eyes.
those
and
beautiful-
why wouldn't
those
you?
beautiful,
why
beautiful
wouldn't you, with those eyes looking at you?
animated
Why would you
eyes.
look anywhere else?
I still hold that Anakin's a
Anyway.
dumbass.
Yeah, but the tweet was, Matt, bringing it to a news place, the tweet was, I don't want to discuss the season as a whole since it hasn't all aired, but that scene you're referring to, pregnant belly in the holocall, should make it pretty clear where that episode takes place in relation to Revenge of the Sith, since Padme has the kids in that film, but she's not showing enough for Anakin to notice in the Clone Wars. So conception, I think our thing of conception happening possibly right after the Clovis arc in
Clovis
season
thing.
6, that makes sense to me. at least.
It does. I'm still not over the way that Anakin treats Padme during that period of
Oh,
time.
absolutely not. There's no excuse.
It's not
I mean,
great.
it's a toxic
great.
relationship, and they both pay the price. But it's
Man.
only because she's so in love. But you
really
know,
think
it's,
about it.
it's so he just doesn't notice.
Right.
So he
Yeah.
just full on like she's pregnant, and she doesn't tell him at all
Yeah.
because this is how many of these calls. And do you think there's going to be another couple episodes that's even bigger? It's
He's
like
even bigger, and he
Yup.
still doesn't.
it's like
She like has both hands on the belly now.
six waffles this morning. I don't know, might be twins.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or it's like a shirt that says like future Padawan with an arrow down. It's like, what do you got going on? Yeah.
One in the vac tube oven. It's like no, nothing. It's like nothing she does. It's like a big sign that says pregnant, and she's like,
It's like blinking, and there's arrows.
anyway, I'm still these outer rim sieges. What else is going on with you?
Are you okay? Are you
It's like
feeling okay?
Anakin, it's like
She's like, yeah, I'm fine.
he's just trained to just look in the
Yeah.
eyes.
Hey, in his defense,
Is
too.
he
I mean,
oblivious or is he a gentleman? That's the question. Or
We-
both.
We all know my answer.
Both. He's dealing with a lot. Did you watch this week's episode?
Yes,
Man.
I know. He's yes, I watched this week's episode. As
checking.
Caitlin would say, excuse you.
Yeah.
Excuse you.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, so that's it. Where do you think it fits in? Well, obviously she's pregnant now, but it's also with the conception. I still think it happened around there, and it's not. Everyone's saying, well, why isn't this a bigger deal? Why isn't this a controversy? It's because maybe, a senator being pregnant, nobody knows. In our world, that would be something that's in the cycles. Maybe in the galaxy far, far away, nobody cares.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot going on.
Maybe
in the
they're just like,
galaxy.
so maybe another one of those midichlorian virgin birth
Yeah.
things. It's like, just let it go.
Well, there's a great thing on SYFY WIRE right now that's about how maybe a lot of people just assume that Rush Clovis was the father,
Which I don't really buy.
and since
I
he died, they don't want to upset her by bringing it up.
I don't really buy that theory.
That's okay.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
But it makes sense on some level.
I don't at all like the idea of Rush Clovis even touching Padme.
Yeah, I mean, but
let alone the rumor being spread.
That rumor is ridiculous.
It's ugly.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Because
Yeah.
also, like, pardon me, I'm joking.
That's okay.
You're
I'm
just
not
really
doing it.
weird.
I'm not. My hand is nowhere
This
doing
is
it.
dry-
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
doing it.
This is ridiculous.
I'm not doing it.
This is just making me so upset. I mean, because
Yeah.
like the Luke and Leia, they have the Force. Like they're obviously,
Yeah.
Force sensitive children. So
Yeah.
Rush Clovis isn't gonna.
But they'd also
Have anything to bring
nobody
to the table?
knew. Nobody knew that they were Padme's kids.
Okay.
For a
Yeah.
very
Oh,
long
so everybody's
time.
just suspecting
that comes
that
up like
it's
way around at the
Got
time
it.
of Bloodline. Did another idiot senator use it against Leia politically? That by the way, Darth Vader was her father.
Yeah.
Did you not know?
Yeah.
And because she was going to take over from Mon Mothma.
Right, and then
That
she was exiled.
That was the end of her political career.
Okay.
And for the best, because that was pretty much the end of the Senate. She went and did the resistance.
Yes, of course.
I mean, I guess the Clovis thing, I just hate Clovis so much, and I don't like thinking of the two of them together in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
He doesn't
So-
ship it.
No, I don't ship it.
I just wanted you to say
I'd
it.
rather the rumor be Terra Sinube.
Yeah.
It's like,
All right.
that's who it was.
All right.
Yeah, he's old,
Yep.
but doesn't mean worthless, I guess. Anyway, so that's going to do it for that wonderful thing. Now, we are recording on Friday, March 6th, 2020, and that means that there is a brand new episode of Season 7 of Star Wars, The Clone Wars.
Yes, sir.
Clone Wars saved. It's time for another round with the Bad Batch. Now it's time for us to celebrate and discuss the Kark and Criff out of this episode. We are going to have some new canon coming at us, and when we do, we'll fire off our trusty cannon. If we have hot takes along the way, we'll sound the hot take alarm. And if anything really blew our minds, then we'll let loose with a seismic mind charge. Now, this episode is brand new, so if you have not watched it yet, watch it first. And then either watch this or listen to this.
Yeah.
Don't listen or watch this before you
There's an order.
watch
There's
the
a
episode.
clear order.
Yes.
The episode is better. So, so just in case, we're going to make it very clear and build the baby and sound the spoiler klaxon. All right, if we're all set,
Ready.
Let's do it.
punch it.
Begun. The Clone War has.
Okay, as I said, The Clone Wars 7.3. March 6th, 2020, the new episode hit Disney Plus early this morning. The title, On the Wings of Kiradax. What a title.
Awesome.
I
Love
love
it.
Star Wars. We're
Love it.
back to, I love Star Wars
Yeah,
monsters.
big,
They're so good.
stupid flying
They're
Star Wars
so
monsters.
good.
19 minutes long, and we were talking about this earlier. I think this is the shortest episode of that the show has ever done.
Probably. Yeah.
Unless like the Disappeared Part 2 is 14 minutes, which I don't think it was.
No, and this is a
Do you know
four-part.
off the cuff the runtime of the Disappeared Part 2? I said that to you. It's like, surely you know. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, no, I think it's because they're all like 22 minutes when it was on television, and then season 6 kind of still, even though it was on Netflix, played by those Ruels.
Yeah.
And we've had 24 in a row, and now it's 19. I was like, all right.
Well, and this is a 4-part series, right? Bad Batch is supposed to be 4.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yep.
we have one more coming. So maybe they're just like,
Saving some of that.
Yeah,
those
a little
those
time.
couple of
The
minutes.
fourth one is,
Yeah.
it's like, well, that's maybe the next one will be like a full half hour.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. I think they're just playing a little bit loose with the time now and
Yeah.
just giving the minutes where they need to be, which I like.
Well, and we were saying this before we started recording too, that this episode is much more adventure than plot.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's some
it's
really
less
fun
plot-heavy.
moments.
There are some themey moments in it, though. It's interesting.
Well, it feels like that climax. If you're watching all 4 in a row, this is that part
Well, I'll
of
say,
the,
Yeah, the story. This is the hill, the peak of the hill,
Exactly.
and then
I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit because this is something this episode does that I like that the Clone Wars always does. It would have been very easy in the last episode to say, Echo, you're going home.
Yeah.
And then cut to back to Coruscant. It's like,
Right.
what has he downloaded? What do you know? It's like, no, they have to. It's like they found him. They haven't rescued him yet. They have
There's
to get him
some
out.
stuff.
And so it's like, and they do that constantly. It's the Citadel. Yeah, they broke in. But now here's an episode. Now they have to get out, and that's where the plan usually goes wrong. Kadavo, they have to get off. They really get in the mess there. It's like now there's a whole episode of just getting the heck out of Kadavo.
Yeah.
It's like you came in here. You have a plan for getting out. It's like it's that kind of from the very beginning. That's the
Right.
thing. So they always show the escapes are more pipital. Because that's they never plan that part.
No,
it's like we're gonna go in and we're gonna get the Viceroy.
we're gonna shoot some
Yeah.
things.
And how are we gonna?
Some stuff will blow up.
So we're gonna have some real talk with some real folks. And after that, we don't know how we're gonna get out. But so I like that. That's what this episode does. It's like, well, maybe it's like, well, Tech kind of has a little
That's
plan.
Star
in his
Wars,
back
baby.
pocket.
You go
I
in
know.
and then you
You have a 2-minute holocall planning session,
it's
and
like-
then you're just like, let's do
But
this.
again, it's like, so we know where we're getting in. How are we going to get it? I don't know. We'll just figure it out. We don't want to have a session for that? Oh,
That's okay.
I was just checking, guys.
Wing it.
I don't want to either. I just wanted to make sure you didn't. Anyway, so that's what this show actually shows that continually, and I love that. So this is like, he's not rescued yet.
Yeah.
This is, now let's get him out of here. And we have Kiradax from the title are the hot new flying reptiles that we met last week, and we know that these are called. They're brand new. These have not featured. They're not. They're a little similar to other reptiles we've seen, but they're not of the same species.
Yeah.
So we're going to sound the cannon for Kiradax. Fire, Kiradax.
Kiradax.
It's just fun.
Kiradax.
It's just fun to say.
Yeah, it's fun.
I
It's
want to
good.
fly the Kiradax.
Yeah.
Matt, do you like to fly Kiradax on the
You know,
weekends?
I love me some big winged flying aliens, you
Yeah.
know?
That's what it says on your bumper sticker.
Exactly. It's a very long bumper sticker.
very-
Yeah. Let's go Ing. Other episodes by the same director.
Oh, I love this part.
He came in on, he's been a storyboard artist for a while, including on the theatrical film.
Oh.
But he started directing in season 4. He directed Brothers, Tipping Points, Shades of Reason, The Unknown, The Disappeared Part 2, and
Here it comes.
the D Squad closer, Point of No Return.
Oh, nice.
So he brought the D Squad home.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
fantastic.
And he worked on Rebels. Notable episodes there: The Last Battle in season 3, which is a total Clone Wars callback.
Oh,
to the
amazing.
point where they used the Clone Wars font in the title of that one. And one of the best Rebels episodes ever, Siege of Lothal, the opening of season 2,
Oh, yeah.
where Vader
Yep,
comes
yep.
to town
Yeah.
kicks Kanan and Ezra's butt.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
First on the ground and then in the air, single-handed.
And thank goodness he did. because-
That episode is amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, and also 11 episodes of Resistance.
Oh, there you go.
He's been busy.
And he's credited for story on the Pixar short Jack Attack. Just
Oh, Jack
in case
Attack is a
for all you-
fantastic
for
short.
you
That is a
Pixar
very
fans.
good short.
Anyway, so the moral, survival is one step on the path to living. Interesting.
Yeah. Deep.
Matt, any deep thoughts on that moral?
It's kind of scary.
No.
Caitlin,
It's very
any
ominous.
thoughts on survival and living?
It's kind of scary.
Kind of scary.
Yeah.
Survival is
We're all
one
just-
step on the path to living.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
It sounds
Thanks,
like something,
I hate it.
something the Emperor would say. Like, well, survival is one step on the path to living.
That's exactly what that is. You're scaring my porg. I need you to stop.
I'm sorry. I'm scaring Werner over here. No, I'm not scared of nothing. You're cowards. Anyway, thoughts. This is an interesting thing. Rex says to Echo when he finally comes to and he's disconnected. He's like, I have a headache, and he says, better to
Feel something than nothing, old buddy.
And
It's true.
at first I was like, is it? And then it's like, well, better to have loved than lost. And then someone's like, well, try it sometime. I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, we'll run down starting with the plot. Trapped! And now they have Echo, Anakin, Rex, and the Bad Batch all have to get the Karkin Criff out of here.
Yep.
That's not what they say, but that's what I say. The battle continues right off from last week with the bird-like battle droids getting wasted. Tech is doing his best to disconnect Echo from the Techno-Union systems. No extraction is coming, and Echo is not doing well. Wrecker is just tossing battle droids with his bare hands
Having a blast.
as they're shouting.
So
They're like,
good.
hey! And he's like, wah! And he's throwing them left and right. And this is there are a lot of Wrecker moments. I'm like, this is why you get in Gunk Day.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why you
Yeah.
don't
He's got to stay in shape, man.
Yeah, Wrecker's got a wreck.
because he shows his muscle bound madness a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wat Tambor then has the room surrounded with tons of these idiot droids, and he sends in the Decimator, not to be confused with the Defoliator. It's the Decimator. It's another stupid separatist weapon.
But it's a cool weapon.
It is. It's cool. It
very
is.
cool.
And it's but it's how many? What do they have? A team of morons in the back working on these
Right.
things. It's
Have
like,
you seen
okay,
the battle droids?
Yeah, it's like we got the thing. Now what are we going to call it? Defoliator? No, we use that one. Okay.
Yeah.
How about the hula hoop? It's like no, this is the HUD swinger. It's like
So now we're just in a pitch meeting.
yeah. Anyway.
Have we used Killer Robot yet?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we no, we haven't. Hey, that's good.
Killer Robot.
Hire this man. Okay.
You're gonna be a star, kid.
So Echo, thankfully, they disconnect him, and he's kind of himself again. He knows his way around this place, and it's like, unfortunately, they got information out of him, but that goes both ways.
Yep.
So Echo still has some echoes left of this base and what's what. And he also, one of his hands may be ripped off, but he's got one of those
He's
droid
got one of
prods
those
for a
droid
hand.
things now.
So if it's like R2 around, no, don't worry about it. It's like, I got it.
Yeah.
Like,
Does
okay.
he give anyone else some like the Mad Max Fury Road, the War Boys?
Oh,
Give
yeah.
you guys some of those
yeah.
vibes.
A little of that, a lot of Matrix, which we said
Matrix.
last week, once he's disconnected.
Yep.
Something with the plugs
Yeah.
embedded is really
Is-
horrifying to me.
Oh, it's
also not to cross franchise too much, but Borg.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
a lot of
Yep.
crossover with that, especially with the missing thing and the thing. I'm
And the
like,
hive mind and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
yeah.
Resistance is not futile, for the record. So they vent to escape. They vent to escape. So they use the vent. They vent. Gonna do the whole show like that. No, not really. The vent to escape.
Yes.
This room that they're in is high on the ceiling, and they were like, "How are we gonna get up there?" And Wrecker, this is again. I know. He just starts throwing them.
Yes.
He just starts throwing them up there. They're just like, "What?"
Anakin's like
the only
so
one was
stuck. He's like
He's like,
Yeah.
I've
He,
got
like,
this.
he tosses
Yeah, he's like,
her.
don't worry, I've got
he's like
this.
I'm cool.
And by the way, he's like, bring me back from the outer rim siege. And he just starts making out with Wrecker. Wrecker, he's like, Wrecker, are you pregnant, by the way? Okay, I don't know why I'm thinking of that.
I don't know. There's something in there.
Wrecker then tosses thermals everywhere to put an end to this science experiment, and that's when the Decimator breaks through. We finally know what it can do. It starts shooting off electric beams everywhere.
Yeah.
And Wrecker's almost going to get wrecked, but Anakin force lifts him out of there. I was scared for Wrecker for a minute.
Yeah, because some of the lightning was like
Yeah.
was going. I don't think if any of the Bad Batch are going to die, it's going to be in the 4th episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, but I
And
was
it's
like,
not going to be Wrecker or Tech. It's going to be one of the
It's going to be Hunter.
Yeah.
you think it's going to be Hunter or Crosshair if it's
yeah.
anyone?
I think it's going to be Hunter if it's anyone.
Yeah, I think it's Hunter too.
Yeah.
He's the most noble of the pack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to go off course here,
Yep.
but that's
All
my
right.
guess
Well,
too.
I hope you're wrong. I hope they all live.
I
Yeah, me
mean,
too.
yeah,
I mean,
same. I'm just being realistic
Yeah,
here.
we're just,
Brothers die
speculating
in
and
war.
reviewing.
I don't know. Have a little optimism, kind of things.
No.
Tambor gets blown down by the explosion, and then he says,
Took it. Techno-Union property.
Yeah.
"All right,
Who?
that's gonna get down. That's gonna get down there, and prepare the sensor because
Oh my.
I figured
I'm
this
pissed
might. I
off.
figured
Oh,
this
my.
might
Alright.
be the.
first off,
First off.
first off,
What puts him off? Yeah.
they took it Let's unpack that for a minute in our heads. Second, property. Property? Okay, the Republic considers the clones property already. We know that. They are also wrong,
Yes.
for the record. The Techno-Union, maybe even bigger flim-flam righteous soapbox liars than the banking clan and the Trade Federation, and they are claiming that Echo is their rightful property. This dial-buzzing, sentient wiener is saying, oh, they took our property? Wat Tambor, you. You, Wat Tambor. Criff the hell out of you. Go and take a shower on Mustafar, you turned wiener. Man, do not call my boys property. And don't call them your property. Their own property. That didn't piss you off?
No,
And we'll be right back after this messages.
Messages.
This is a kid. And kids, that's how it's
Okay,
done.
but no, I'm glad you brought this up because that's what makes
Really
the
made me
techno.
mad.
But yeah, but also what makes them the most one of the most fascinating aliens in Star Wars. Like they're all about business.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're all about
Most of these
profit
separatist
margin
idiots
and
are.
investments.
Well, so is the banking clan and the Trade Federation.
Which made me start thinking is like the separatists are really just like all like, oh God, capitalists? I don't know.
Well, yeah,
Like,
I mean, if anything, Echo's a prisoner of war.
Yeah.
But also, Tambor sucks because let's stow that entitlement because last time I looked, like, he is a known separatist. He's like, we have ties or whatever. It's like, we saw the Ryloth arc.
Yep.
Like, we saw what you did. Like, you were in jail, in Republic jail. Like, we know you're a collaborator. He's like, I didn't. I'm neutral in this. It's like, we know that you're not.
yeah.
It makes me so the hypocrisy of this freaking dialed up robotic dildo makes me so mad. You just made the list, Wat Tambor.
Listen,
you freaking wiener.
We
anyway.
have officially made an enemy of
We
Jabba the Pod.
think we-
It's like
Tambor.
and this is not the actor who plays him or the design.
It's
I
never
love
the
all that.
actor,
No,
it's never the
that.
artist,
'Cause the
never.
design is amazing.
Yeah.
The Techno-Union is amazing. It's like and the performance is great. This
Yep.
is a Taro Calican situation
Yes.
where I just want to punch the character.
I mean,
You
this
know.
is very similar to all of the slavers that we've seen in
yes,
Star Wars
yeah.
too.
And I just rewatched that again too.
Yeah.
It's like seriously, and also it's like that's why I don't. They're people, they're brothers, and I don't begrudge someone like Cutler Quain from The Deserter, where he's like, you know what? I'm enough of this. You think I'm property? I'm gonna go have a family off
Yeah.
over
Go
here,
hang out.
and y'all can just sit and spin. So yes, do it. You Rex, go in on that weird fishing tank and just F off for the rest of your life with your two friends.
Yeah.
Maybe some romance. Anyway, sorry about that divergence.
No,
but that got me
that
really
was
mad.
good.
That's okay.
That's really good. You got to let it out sometimes. You just gotta talk it
Sometimes
out.
I usually
This
do.
is what we're here
This
for.
is what we're here for.
I
This is why we
usually,
made this
I
podcast.
usually do let it out, I think.
Little do anyone know that this podcast is actually just therapy for
It's
Brian.
it's just our therapy. It's our Star Wars therapy
started as
session.
therapy.
Well, now I know.
Matt and I were just worried about you.
I'm so
Exactly,
confused
yeah.
as to where I was just before this then. Anyway, I just wrote in all caps, more wind, more hair.
Yeah,
'Cause
no.
They go out to this little pipe, and it's a total Temple of Doom scene.
Yeah.
It really is.
But I wonder if like a lot of the setting of this episode was just like, oh, we got wind now, so we got to give them
We
birds.
got-
They got to fly.
No, I mean, to be fair, this was in the this
Okay.
this was in the animatics,
Okay.
but it's like.
But then the people
yeah.
animating Anakin's hair were like,
And they're like, oh, you got wind? Oh, yeah. I mean, we got, 6 years?
our time is now.
This one guy's like, I finally got wind.
and the droids are gonna fly, and Anakin's gonna fly, and Wrecker's gonna throw people.
It's like that guy in the guy in the thing in the SYFY WIRE thing where he has like the bug crawling in his mouth. He's like, yes, they're my friends now. He's like, I have wind. Anyway, so they're on this thick pipe, and it's, as I said, very temple. And there's this gorgeous wide shot of Anakin in the middle, and like with the lightsaber and the all converging. Gorgeous. I'm like, drop them. They will be found. Tech has a brilliant idea. He
records everything. It's a hobby.
said, so do we. And so he recorded the Kirdak calls, and he can use the calls to summon them, which he does. And they all fly off in the Kirdaks, but these weird-looking battle droids, it turns out they have a little surprise. All together, say it with me.
They fly now.
That's right. It was right after I watched this. About 3 Padawans rather tweeted. It's like either I heard that in you guys saying it, or are you gonna say it, or I screamed it at the TV. I was like, I actually probably said it. It's like I probably woke up my roommate because I'm like,
I said it out loud.
Yeah, and Tech actually says. He doesn't say that. He says, those things can fly.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And
I wonder
like,
if there was
almost there.
if was there any thought you think can we get D. Bradley back in to just say they fly? And it's
Just
like,
say
do you think there was for a callback? Do you think there was any discussion? Probably not. This is in the can.
If there wasn't, they should probably go back and update it.
Yeah.
I mean, go back.
Yeah, like-
we're asking you, please go back and do that just for us.
They,
Anyway,
they Fly Now is the new I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yep.
I don't think it is, but well, for us it is. Anyway,
For us,
for
it is,
posterity, I mean, they fly now.
They fly now? They fly now?
They fly now.
They fly now.
Okay, so they get away fairly easily. They're back to the Poltec village, and then the droids attack there. The Poltecs are angry because the war has come to them, what they didn't want, and Rek lays it out. He says the Tecto, and this is again, Rex being awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get much disagreement on
Anakin's
this.
like standing back. He's like,
Yeah,
you
he's
got
like,
this.
he's like, yep. He's like,
You
no
got
need to
this.
get involved. It's like, wow, Anakin. He's like, you're really learning.
He's really learning. He's still a dumbass, but he's
Yeah.
learning.
Wow, Shade, Anna Shade, starring
love Anakin. I
Caitlin Bush,
love
stars
Anakin.
in Anna Slam, coming this fall to ABC. Anyway,
I love
it's a family
Anakin,
show.
but he's a big old dummy, and I love him.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us
He's
are.
a big old dummy.
yeah.
You know, it's a
lot of the
that's
Jedi
probably
are
why I identify
cocky.
with him. I identify with him. I'm like,
Yeah.
pathetic life form was kind of an idiot. Yeah, I identify. He's also the chosen one and the most powerful guy out there. Anyway, no, that's not.
Which
that's
we'll
not
get to
true.
that. We'll
Yeah.
get to how powerful he is. In a
Yeah.
moment.
So the Techno Union claims to be neutral. They're like, they signed the Separatist Treaty, and this is another moment where I'm screaming. I'm like, Ryloth, you invaded Ryloth. What treaty? And don't
Yeah.
you dare say treaty. It's like, you're not allowed to say treaty unless you're Newt Gunray. Anyway, man, this guy. And then Rex is like, look at what they did to Echo. They took away his humanity. It's like, it's time to choose a side. And unlike some species that I could mention, the Lurman,
Lerman.
T-Wat Ka, thanks for nothing. They choose a side. They say, okay, we'll fight with you. That we'll help you. And we're like, thanks.
Yeah.
And this is many droids are now converging on the village. Tambor, bring back my experiment. And I just wrote again, oh man, you suck. Now it's droids and big flying balls, the spider balls. They fly now too.
Yeah.
Those are insane.
Yeah, they're just kind of floating.
Not what you would think
really
from
cool.
the Techno Union, you know.
Nah.
I don't know.
We've seen them on the ground. Yeah.
It's kind of they're kind of delicate, you know.
Yeah.
like they're very pretty.
Anakin makes
Yeah.
short work out of one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he
He sure
learned
does.
because they're
Great.
similar to one we see on Christophsis at the
Yeah.
very beginning,
Yep.
except these kind of can float there.
Yeah.
They don't have special planes that drag them in like the Republic that then
Right.
most of them get shot down. It's like, how many got landed? It's like 2.
Yeah.
How many did we send? 8? Well, that's pretty good.
Percentage-wise.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Somebody's like, all right.
But so we got it's Anakin, the Bad Batch, the Poltecs, and the Kirdax versus the flying droids and the big flying spider balls.
Big flying spider balls.
And it's another one of these long, so many long, extended, gorgeous battle shots here. And it's in the proud tradition, and I'm wondering if you guys got this feeling of Return of the Jedi and Phantom Menace, of the natural population greatly underestimated versus mechanical,
Yep.
supposedly a superior force.
Yep. Then they're fighting with literally sticks and rocks.
Yeah.
This is another thing that just happens a lot in
there's
Star
some
Wars.
Kirdax. And they also have like 6, because at this point Echo is fully shooting off a blaster.
Yeah.
You know, 6 formidable clones, one pretty great Jedi, and so it's
Who,
it's just-
he's still showing off.
he's like always on the move.
Oh.
It's like he's showing off.
But I
He's
love
doing
it's like-
he's doing a few flourishes that I'm like, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, I'm happy you did. It's
I'm
like
happy you did. It looks great, man.
Anakin
but, like,
Skywalker's got style. But anyway, so it's still showing off, as you just said, it's still showing off General Echo to Anakin. I'm like, just like the good
It
old
was
days.
It
With,
felt good.
with this tribe here, just like another Star Wars thing that happens all the time. It's like, hey, we promise not to bring the war to you.
Yeah.
Oh no! Here comes like 1,000
But
Star
this time,
Destroyers.
finally, it's like, that's why I have one rule: don't bring the war to us. Like,
Yeah.
no problem.
No problem, we
5
won't.
minutes later,
Show up
hey, the
on the
war's
backs
here.
of
War's here.
monsters. Hey, by the way.
Hey, bad news. Remember that one thing I promised? Yeah, it's like You weren't serious about that, right?
Sorry.
It's like, second question, do you guys have sticks? Do you guys have
Because you're
metal
gonna
sticks?
need
It's like,
them.
well, we have guns. It's like, don't worry about that. Sticks.
Yeah, sticks. Yeah.
This is a moral thing here.
we have poles. It's like, great.
Yeah.
Then we're good.
Use 'em.
Also, a lot of your people are probably going to die.
Yeah.
Use of people going to die.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
If that's any consolation.
We're all fine here.
Yeah.
We're all fine.
Thank
How
you.
about
Thank
you?
How are you?
Great.
Who is this? So they all, Rex, Wrecker, and Hunter, they go after one spider ball. Anakin takes one out solo, much like Legolas on an Oliphant.
Yeah.
Yes.
And everyone's just sitting there
And they're
going,
just like, still only counts as one, chosen one. You know? And it's like, oh, God, yeah.
Wrecker
it's great.
throws.
Yeah, Wrecker saves a couple Poltex from a huge droid leg, and then he holds it. Another.
Yeah.
He's pulling a Mr. Incredible
yeah.
with the pole leg. And I'm like, again, don't skip Gonk Day.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and he
No.
also throws the Rex and
He throws, and Rex goes, oh, not again.
Not again!
Not only is Rex thinking of this episode, he's probably thinking of landing
That's
at
what I
Point
was gonna
Range as
say.
well, where he's
Yeah.
like, just tell me to jump.
I'm a big sucker for the
do it.
Jedi
Anytime,
throwing
but this
clones.
is just another
Same.
clone just thrown at it. It's like Rex is like, okay, everything I said still stands, but could everyone please stop throwing me?
Yeah.
just
would
let me
appreciate
be
it.
on the ground.
Yeah, it's like
Please.
I can take care of myself. Thank you. Anyway, so Anakin force pushes the rest of it down. The rest of the droids just screw off, and Hunter then says, "It's hard to compete with a Jedi." I think his helmet's still on at that point, but
And
that's
Anakin
what he did.
like kind of
And Anakin's like,
I know.
Hard to compete with a Jedi.
I know.
also, I'm married. It's like, did I say that out loud? Pretend you didn't hear that. And it's like, oh, really? Are you expecting? No.
No.
It's like, we've got a few more years all to ourselves. Once I'm done with these outer rim scenes, it just makes out with Hunter. Now, Tamboy wants to find a way to recoup on their investment. And again, you suck is all I wrote. The Poltex are thankful to our heroes. Echo is thankful to Rex. And just like old times is what they say, as we end with a shot of Echo with a really haunted look on his face. And I'm like, is he scarred? Or is there still some programming going on?
I think it's the
What is
latter.
the take? You think it's that?
I think it's the latter. I think
there's-
episode 4, there's going to be something kind of dark that's going to pop up.
I suspect
I think
a
there's.
tragic
Caitlin,
end.
correct me if I'm wrong, you're not foreseeing happy ending for Echo.
I'm not. I want there to be a happy ending for Echo.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think,
I'm
I think, Matt, you probably do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I 100% agree with
I
that.
don't think anyone here is going to say, I think Echo should die.
right.
It's like,
oh, no, we
but-
don't want him to die.
No.
I'm scared that there's some Order 66 2.0 kind of like in
yeah.
there.
do you think this might be a letting him go as part of the plan? One of those things?
I mean, they tried very hard to get him back.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they did initially want to have him back, but this was always like that bomb that you plant, like just
Yeah.
in case
Yeah.
something goes
I
wrong.
think like Trench is smart enough to have this like theoretically as part of the plan. Dooku certainly is.
Yeah.
Tambor is not.
No, Tambor, like he said, he's just
Yeah,
looking out for his
he's an
investment.
idiot. So he's like,
he sees it as a very
I
transactional
don't care
thing.
if it's Christopher Lee or Tarantula guy.
Right.
It's like they would have this plan in
Yeah.
place.
Yes.
But Tambor is like just playing
Right.
along.
Yeah.
And being the worst. So one thing I already said, we already covered the escape. Anything else? Any favorite moments? Was there a scream moment?
I think the scream moment was Wrecker throwing everyone up into the hatch and everyone going, ah, like not expecting it. Why are you throwing me?
Yeah. A little bit of tomfoolery.
And then Anakin kind of just going like, I got this.
I got this.
Yeah.
I got this.
That was good. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. My favorite moment, I think Tech stole the episode for me.
Ooh.
Because, I'm still, believe me, I'm still Team Wrecker all
Yeah,
the way.
yeah.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, there's no question.
there's no question,
If
but-
we were to cast ourselves in it, you would obviously.
I would like to be Wrecker. Okay, cool.
You are a Wrecker.
Yeah, yeah,
There's no-
oh, yeah,
that's
yeah,
not- That's
yeah,
not. That's
yeah.
the easiest no-brainer in terms of the casting us as the bad
It's not
guy.
even a question.
Yeah.
Well, we share so many qualities. But anyway, Tech.
We'll just
leave it at that.
We'll just let that.
He has
lay
one of the
there.
best lines of the episode, or not Tech. I think maybe somebody else says it. But
The line was so good you can't remember.
I
who
remember who
said
said it. But like, when Tech calls the winged
Oh, yeah.
The Kiridax.
Kiridax, I gotta put that in the back of my head.
Kiridax.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he records everything. It's just a hobby.
Oh yeah.
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 It's a hobby.
So
like-
Tech is just filming everything all the time.
Yeah, you
So-
think Tech has a podcast?
Yeah, Tech has a podcast.
Tech totally is the one. He's like Clone Cast. He's like, well, I'm still a clone. This war's still wrong. Somebody else called me property today. We're going to unpack that. But first, here's a message from Audible.
Here's an unboxing of some cool new visors I just got.
Word from our sponsors.
Look, another gun. It's like, I'll just put this. It's like a gun. Oh, and a fruitcake.
Yeah.
That's like all they send at tech.
But lesson is, don't, stick around tech. He's always filming.
He's always filming. He's always filming. He's always recording.
He's always recording.
Well, he says he's recording. He doesn't say filming.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
We don't
It's
know.
like he's probably takes one look at Padme. It's like, oh yeah, she's pregnant.
Weird.
And then he looks over at Anakin and he's like,
By the way, Anakin,
Dude.
Congratulations for what? Being awesome? Yeah.
yeah, that.
Certainly not for
Is
the
this guy okay?
pregnancy.
Yeah.
Is this guy okay?
What's his deal? I mean, I have like 5 pairs of glasses on, and I can see it. But anyway, any other things that come to mention?
No, just like we said at the beginning.
That come to mind that you would like to mention.
No, it was just a good episode. Like we said, it's a very battle heavy episode. Very fun to watch.
It's fun. It's quick. It was. It's
It's a nice way to start the morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like when I'm looking forward to watching all 4 of these.
Me too.
Yeah.
As an arc.
Yes.
Because this is gonna fit right in there.
Oh, I'll say something. I hope we get some
very
sweet merch for the Bad Batch. I want
totally
that
We're totally Black Series
Black
Bad
Series
Batch.
Bad Batch.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get Black
That's
Series.
got to come, right?
Up the wazoo, up the hazoo. We're getting that. It's
Bad
like
Batch.
I will personally buy you a record Bad Batch.
Fantastic. Thank you,
like
please.
for Life Day or whatever. I'll say the sommelier pairing for this episode.
Ooh, there you go.
It's kind of obvious, but I say it, and if you're a fan of the Clone Wars, you certainly know this episode. But rookies, season 1.
Yep.
It's like get to know Echo from the beginning. It's like Echo's first ever meeting with Rex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chronologically, it's not the first time we see. It's the first time we're meeting Echo in the show.
Yep.
It's not the first time we're meeting him in the timeline.
Right.
But obviously, we've already done pairing with clone cadets. But it is the first time he meets Rex, and that friendship begins.
Yeah, it's important.
And as the last domino still standing.
Yeah.
It's a classic season 1 episode. So if you're rooting around, check it out. And also Massacre. There
Why
are
not?
no clones in it, but it's really good.
It's fun. Good episode.
So any other final thoughts before we fly away?
I'm worried about Echo.
You're worried about Echo?
Yep.
You think what's in his head?
Yep.
What's in his
I
programming?
think there's a switch there.
It's his programming.
Yeah.
And why? Remember? Why?
I got you.
Do you?
Yeah. I got you.
They fly now.
You got me final thoughts here?
No, I don't. With that, we're going to take a quick break, but stay right there. We'll be right back. We're back, and now it's time to take a look at some galactic points of interest.
Good news has come to the citizens of Lothal.
Books. Have you heard of them?
Books.
I might know a thing or two.
Heard of books. The big book news of this past week is this baby, The Rise of Skywalker novelization. It's not out yet, but they had some at C2E2 recently. They started selling them. I was not there, but I received this hot baby.
I was going to say, for those of you listening at home, Brian is holding up a fresh
This
copy
is
of
my
the book.
bespoke copy.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. It's getting weird with the book.
Okay. I was about to say that I still really love this image here.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
So it's a quality image. And see, it's every generation has a legend. No, it's a good book by Ray Carson. And it's not due to release for another couple weeks, so we can't really discuss much because it's still under embargo. So we can't really discuss much. But what we can discuss is stuff that people have already tweeted out and are blowing all over the internet.
That's fair
way
game.
out of proportion because this book is launching, I feel like, a million think pieces everywhere. And can we just tone it down? There are some things in here that are like, oh my God, can you believe it? One thing that's confirmed in here is that the Palpatine in the movie that we see is a clone.
Yeah.
Shocker. It's like not news. It's,
Not like actually the same body.
Yeah, we have. It's like there's no really coming back from exploding from that thing.
And they're also saying like the whole apparatus that he's in is because he's like a degrading clone.
It didn't quite go well. It's like and it's said, and people are like, why did they put that in the movie? It's like they kind of did. They have the references to secret cloning.
Yep.
And so for me, I was like, well, I had always just assumed he was a clone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's no way he got out of the Death Star in Return of the Jedi.
So, and this is another thing where I don't know if it's that my knowledge of Palpa plans, his Naboo senator Russian nesting doll of plans.
I'd say it's that. I'd say it's that you spend all of your time, not all of your time, but a lot of your time thinking about Star Wars.
I have a lot of
I know you do. I knew you do.
Oh my God. Wow.
You spend a lot of time thinking about Star Wars, as we all do, because we do this.
Okay, that's back. You don't have to backpedal that hard. You're not in that deep a hole. Okay. No, I know it's because reading the books and everything with all of the plans in there, it's payoff to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And
you
so
know.
I don't know. It's stuff I never expect to get payoff about. So for me, it's all kinds of secret labs and things like this. I just assumed.
Yeah, because that's been going on for a long time.
Also, they say in the movie Secret Clone. I'm like, well, there it is. And you see Snoke's in jars is one of the first things you see.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, yeah, but it's also
That's in the crawl. Snoke's in jars.
Yeah. The dead speak. Also, Snoke's in a jar on a Nexus. The bad. Yeah, and so it's and so, but there's the other thing. So was that a shock to you guys though, just as movie watchers and people who just love this movie so much, as everyone knows?
No,
really.
no. I think what took me by surprise at the start how fast it went. Like usually, you're kind of thrown into the action in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But Rise of Skywalker, he's a clone and he's back. And
He's a clone. He's here, and you were like,
as somebody treated it like that.
Okay.
Cool. It's like
cool.
that someone said the opening crawl did a lot of heavy lifting.
Yes.
Did a lot of guns. And I love it. I'll admit it.
That's it.
It's a mess, but it's
Rise of Skywalker.
But it's my mess.
The thing is the gun.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But another thing that came out. It's like this isn't the end of Palpa Clone Gate.
Yeah.
They're saying, okay, there's no polite way to say this. He didn't have sex with anybody, or that's not how the progeny happened. The Rey's father or whatever is it was a defective clone,
Right.
and that he was defective, raised kind of on Exegol, got out of Exegol. Then his life really turned around because he met Jodie Comer. And I'm like, well, that makes up for a childhood spent on Exegol, quite frankly. And also, if you meet Jodie Comer and you fall in love with each other, I don't care what happened to you for the last 20 years, you're good.
It's true. Now, here's the thing. Because her father was a clone of Palpatine. So Palpatine is both her father and her grandfather?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, so your Rey is a clone theory is kind of true?
No.
Because I thought of that.
No.
From a certain
Well,
point of view.
is Rey a natural born human from clones?
She's a natural born killer.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, okay.
They use, apparently in the book, I haven't gotten to this point in the book yet, but I know they use the term strand cast.
Okay.
The last time we heard that was on Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So in relation to Yoda Baby. So I don't.
It's all coming
And he's
together.
like, it's somebody's like a Din Djarin's like some kind of strand cast or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they're like, oh, that's interesting. I want to see the strand cast, baby. Do you think when it's time to build the Yoda Baby, they will have, here's the heart and here's the strand cast and put that in right there? Do you think?
I hope so.
Wow, that did. Okay, I mistook your lack of interest for hope. I thought it was lack of interest, and it turned out to be extreme interest.
Yeah, that's.
I'm still holding out for my fireman Yoda Baby.
Caitlin, you're gonna pick out your Kyber crystal, and then you're gonna pick out your strand cast for the Yoda Baby,
and then you're gonna pick out your little heart, and you put it in there, and you sew it up.
Don't think that we are not going as a squad. And we're going like when that happens.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get your own Yoda Baby a fireman's hat.
We're taking a field trip.
If you don't, I will light myself on fire.
I just don't see what the purpose is.
And there will be no Yoda Baby with a fireman's hat to put that fire out.
That's what Build-A-Bear is. You build the bear. If it's just build a Yoda and you build them normally.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
then it's just buy a Yoda.
I thought it was like an international
If I can't give him a hat, then who cares, Well,
a fireman's hat.
Yeah.
I mean, fireman
Or
Yoda
police
Baby.
How does the fireman hat
But
fit
anyway,
on the ears?
bringing it back.
That's what we're going to find out.
Bring it back. It's just plop down and the ears just hang down.
Yeah, it's
But
going to be
then-
adorable.
He's a fireman who can't hear anything, and he's also a baby, but he's also kind of a Mandalorian foundling with a strand cast. I don't know.
But anyway, so Rey's
I don't make
dad's
the
a
decision.
clone.
Yeah, so that's happening, but he met Jodie Comer. All that's more in the book. But the thing that's really, it's really pissing everyone off because these things are this.
Oh,
this,
I know
This
what
book
you're
is
gonna bring up.
pissing
Okay.
everyone off all over again, and
Yeah.
I'm like, can we all just calm down? For what I'm going to say, it's like it, fine. Hate it, fine. Don't go and harass the author.
Oh no,
Yeah, no,
absolutely
not
not.
their
Please
fault.
leave Ray Carson alone.
Yeah.
She has a job to do. I mean, she wrote a book. Some of these decisions are hers. Some of them aren't. You don't know which ones. She's a wonderful author who's already written some wonderful Star Wars books. I don't
Leave
care
her
what
alone.
you think of the book. She does
Leave her
not. She
alone.
does not deserve the abuse. She
Yeah, no,
doesn't.
she doesn't.
So that's not that kind of stuff doesn't come from our listeners. I would hope not.
No.
But if you're listening to this or watching this, leave her be, please. And there's a lot of positivity coming her way as well. But you know, just don't do that.
Don't be that person.
But the thing that's pissing a lot of people off is Reylo enthusiasts are pissed off. Anti-Reylo enthusiasts are also pissed off. I don't know. Everyone's pissed off because the kiss. The kiss between Rey and Ben Solo at that
Which
point.
I decided that I liked.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you not before?
I didn't know how I felt about it, and then I
Right,
think
and
I
now you
actually,
like
I
it.
know I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I as you know, I was not on. You know, I was not the biggest fan of Reylo.
Yes.
Not the fandom. I love and respect the fandom. We respect your journey.
Nice.
It was not my personal shit.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah.
I was still holding on to Finn Ray. I knew it wasn't going to happen. But I like your ship of Rey and happiness.
Rey
Like
happiness.
whatever makes her happy. That's what ultimately what I want.
That's the thing.
And maybe she is. Maybe she's out there with Ray Snoodles. And who knows? Burying lightsabers everywhere she goes. but they're saying the kiss that happens it's described in the book as, and I quote, a kiss of gratitude. And this is so it's not romantic. It's saying it was a kiss. It was not romantic. It was a kiss of gratitude. Now, when I'm watching it, and I've seen it because it's people are posting GIFs of the kiss all over the place.
Right.
So I'm watching it.
Right.
I've watched it quite a few times now. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like a kiss of gratitude.
Oh, we talked about this.
we were
briefly.
talking about this.
If I'm gonna show Matt gratitude, I'm not gonna kiss him on the mouth.
No.
I mean,
If I'm going to show a female coworker gratitude or a female friend gratitude that we're just friends, I'm generally not going to kiss them on the mouth.
I mean,
No.
it's just not.
I don't kiss
how that
people
works.
on the mouth
To show gratitude.
unless it's in a romantic sense.
Right.
And I generally, if it's coming the other way, it's like, that's not how people show gratitude to
Usually
me.
frowned upon in society.
Give me some money out of
Society.
your
Yeah.
wallet.
Yeah.
That's gratitude. It's like, I don't, because then I'll just get confused. I'm like, wait, is this a thing?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess it's a thing.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, hello.
Is there something here? It's like you kiss me
Yeah.
on the mouth. No, it's gratitude. Oh, well, thanks.
It's the way, and maybe this is because this is the way that Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver played it, but
This
I
is the
mean,
way.
the two of them are just like, they're so close to each other. Obviously, they've gone through a lot. Their eyes meet. They're all emotional and everything, and they kiss and they smile, and there's literally no instance in the world where I could look at that and not think that it's romantic.
Yeah, it's not how the
Yeah.
Force works.
This is love, which has nothing to do with.
I
This
see.
is
Okay,
love,
let's
which has
say it. Yeah,
nothing
that's
to do with
good.
love.
That's
Matt.
good.
This is love. It has nothing to do
Well,
with the Force.
here's a question I have. You know, here's a
We're trying
question.
to go to a wedding here, which has nothing to do with love. Please be quiet.
All right.
Yeah, you get it. Matt gets it.
The book, I do guess.
Yeah.
The book, okay, and the movie. Like, are they really supposed to be separate? Like, should we be looking to the book to solve the movie's questions? You know, because I almost
that's
think
the thing.
they're separate
yeah.
experiences.
That's, a lot of people are
Yeah.
holding on
Yeah.
a last vestige of hope who didn't get everything they wanted
Yeah.
from the movie. And they're like,
Yep.
well, the book will save us. The
Right.
book will confirm things that the movie has left nebulous. And that's not true. The book is a book. It's some things there are some things that are, played a little differently. But if you want to say that it's a romantic kiss and Reylo happens, then for you it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that's the way it is.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
allowed to make that. Obviously,
what
you're allowed
fandom's
to make
about.
that choice.
Yeah.
If you don't like the kiss of gratitude, then just pretend. Then just don't. Read this again. I mean, don't go in for the book.
Exactly.
You don't have to do
That's
that. There,
fine.
there are things in especially if it's a novelization of the movie. Is canon? Is it not? I mean, I'll say that if you want a good novelization, the Revenge of the Sith novelization. You ever read that?
No.
That is a great adaptation of
Okay.
that movie.
Now we're
It's like
talking.
that.
Yeah.
That is something.
Yeah.
Check that one out.
Yeah.
But
Good.
I mean, I look forward to reading this, and then we'll have the full report once the embargo
Great.
lifts. So
I
we
can't
can
wait.
actually talk
Yeah.
about it.
Okay,
but
can't
it's
We'll get into it.
I mean, I was of the three of us. I'm the one that was. The only one that was fulfilled by Rise of Skywalker. Satisfied. You're positive, but
I
you
love
did.
Star Wars.
I know,
Star Wars.
but you both
But-
find a lot of faults, and I'm just I see them too, but I just don't care. I'm like,
You can hear
it's-
Caitlin and I whispering in the dark corners
Yeah.
of the Starbinger.
You're not
Exactly.
whispering. You're openly
Exactly.
yelling. It's and I can see it. I will admit for me personally, it's a mess, but it's
Yeah.
my mess.
It's
It's my beautiful
It's
mess.
our mess.
Beaumont
And I
Kin
respect
included.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and respect everyone. We all respect each other's journeys. But anyway, so whatever you want, it's a kiss of gratitude, a kiss of hey, thanks for that pizza, a kiss of hey, you want to take trumpet lessons next week?
Yes.
Another famous kind of kiss. Whatever you want it to be.
the classic trumpet.
You know, the
Kiss.
the
Trumpet
kiss.
lesson.
Someday we're going to go back to Glee Anselm and I'm going to play that Valacord.
Wow.
You know,
Yep.
it's whatever you want. But if you're out there and you're thinking of kissing me to show me gratitude, don't, because I'm just going to get confused.
Yeah. And you don't need any more confusion.
Let's not make that a thing.
I
no?
can't take more confusion. I can't get no relief. Anyway, now it's time to spend a little time in a little place that we like to call Captain's Corner.
I haven't had my muffin yet, Matt.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Captain's Corner.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Happy to have you. Thank you for coming.
Of course. I'm
gonna
honored.
do one more plug for our video on YouTube this week. So this is not really Star Wars related, but I just want to hit that home again.
Well, it kind of is.
We would love to see you on YouTube watching us. I mean, that's not how it works. That's not how the Force works. But we want to see you there. We want you commenting, subscribing.
You want to take that again?
Yeah, you know.
This is all staying in. I just
Watch the video. Check us out.
Watch the video.
Yeah,
yes.
we'd love to hear what you think
Where
about
can
it.
they find the
Please.
video?
They can find it on YouTube. Just search for SYFY WIRE. Search for SYFY WIRE podcast.
Yeah.
Video should come up right away. Check it out.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
And then our faces will be there.
Yeah, and
Which is
we,
really weird.
and just as we feature comments from iTunes and all across the pod webs, we will also be highlighting some comments from the YouTube series. So check us out there. And
I think
let
if
us
you
know.
also do a Google search for Caitlin and two idiots,
Yeah.
it will also come up.
Oh yeah. Actually, I'm going to add that to the metadata.
Yeah, please. So yeah, metadata. Everyone loves a good talk about metadata. Anyway, Echo probably has a lot of metadata going on in his head.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so is that it for Captain Corner?
That's it for Captain's Corner this week. Thank you.
the Force. Okay, and now it is time for Caitlin's word of the week.
The word of the week is video.
Yeah. See, we're really hammering it home this
We're
week.
doing really good.
We fly now.
Yeah.
We fly now.
We fly now.
And that's going to take us to Real Talk.
I'm looking forward to having some real talk with some real folks.
Comments on iTunes, Sky Guy 14, I have to say. Bravo, sir.
Lovely
on that
name.
handle.
Great. Yeah, great name.
Oh, it's my hope that they bring a Sky Guy back by the end of the show. Just once.
You're
just
stuck
once.
with me, Sky Guy.
Just give me one Sky Guy. Just give me one Sky Guy. I don't ask for a lot. I
Her
do.
just saying it
You
like
ask
really,
for a lot.
but it has to be. She has to say it in a really like,
Yeah. It's like
kind of
it's
like dark,
with kind of a wink. It's like, oh yeah,
Yes.
I'll see you soon. Hey, I'll see you soon, Sky Guy.
Sky Guy, and he goes,
Not a Sky Guy of gratitude.
Yeah,
a Sky
yeah.
Guy of I'll see you soon.
yeah.
I'll see you soon.
You know the difference.
Sky Guy.
Yeah, that would be very dark. They end as
exactly.
they part as friends. They don't part negatively. It's next time. It's when they meet in Rebels. It's like, we meet again, Sky Guy. He's like, Sky Guy is dead. Anyway, the comment is, love the show, but I'm missing episodes. Snoodles, it's your fault. Help me, wires. Couple things.
What?
Some people have been going around. This is for listeners, viewers that are new. A couple episodes ago, a couple weeks ago, Matt ditched Caitlin and I on a planet and left us for dead.
Yep, I did.
We've gotten past it, kind of. That story is still
all good.
wrapping up. We more will be revealed. But so Caitlin and I ran a very successful cantina for a while.
It was great.
And part of that was I was, dabbled in show business under very successfully as Ray Snoodles. In what did we settle on the cantina name? Was it Knives Out or Porg and Dagger?
It was Porg and Dagger.
Yeah,
The
Porg and
Porg and Dagger, it's still there. It's under new management, I hear.
Yeah.
Someday we're going to get back there, and I'm going to learn how to play the Valacord. But there are like 50 Ray Snoodles impersonators out there right now, out in the galaxy.
Wow.
There's one on Nar Shaddaa.
But there's only one real race.
There's only one true Ray Snoodles, but they're all trying to do the Ray Snoodles act. It's like, and another side comment to the side comment: any fan shows up at any convention in some kind of Ray Snoodles. Ray Snoodles cosplay, you will receive direct from me not only some money out of my wallet, but direct from Galaxy's Edge, a Star Wars official Japor snippet.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, wait. This is serious stuff because we are serious. We might all very soon be at a con together.
You know
Yeah.
know how serious I am when I make a bet or make a promise like this on the show.
No,
I
it's
follow
very
through.
real.
He crumples up the money and throws it in your face.
it at
I will
you.
not do that to you.
Very
I will
disrespectfully.
not throw
Yeah.
a Japor snippet
Yeah.
at this fan.
Yep.
But for any fans or Padawans, I don't see it happening. But if anyone is ambitious enough and silly enough,
Someone's gonna do it, Brian.
and it can be whatever you want. It can be not just a sign that says "Hi, I'm Race Noodles," even though that would probably do it too. I only have one to spare, but so. That's the Jabba the Pod cosplay challenge. Race Noodles will earn you a Japor snippet, and I think that's the first time those words have been said in a sentence in the history.
In the history of ever.
So what? He's missing some episodes. What's going on here, Matt?
Missing episodes.
Yeah, he says I'm missing episodes. He says I love the show, but I'm missing episodes. Is this an iTunes thing?
I don't think so. I'll check the databanks.
Yeah.
Check the databanks. Okay, well, we've got our top man on it.
Yeah, Wires.
so-
Actually, why isn't Wires watching over
Well,
that?
Wires is
Yeah.
Wires is flying the ship right now.
Okay.
As you have, somebody has to.
Yes, of course.
So it's
Okay, we'll look into it though. I think all the episodes
we're
are there.
looking into this, but pretty much what Matt is saying is it's not my fault.
It's not my fault.
And I don't imagine it's Caitlin's fault. Did you take some
Don't
episodes
bring
down?
me into this.
I'm just asking. God.
No.
Anyway, okay. Another comment on Twitter. This comes from Kevin. He writes, is there a Star Wars book or group of books you recommend starting with? I've read the first in Aftermath and thought it was meh. The Thrawn series looks really cool. Okay, well, Aftermath. It's a really it's a trilogy I enjoy. I will say the first of the Aftermaths is the least. Is the least.
Yeah, that's the one out of the Aftermath that I read.
It has a lot of setting up, and it does a lot of heavy lifting, and there's not a lot of legacy characters in it.
Wedge Antilles.
For some, but it's like it sets a lot up, and it's a fun read. But the second one, Life Debt and Empire's End, the second and third, that's where the money is in terms of the Aftermath trilogy, and also that trilogy sets up a lot for stuff like Resistance Reborn and everything else.
Yeah.
So I understand if the first Aftermath kind of loses you. I rarely recommend it because it's not a great place to start.
Right.
But you can't start with the second one either because you don't know who any of these new characters are. But I'll say also the Thrawn series looks really cool. It is really cool, and it dovetails right into Rebels, and there's going to be more Thrawn coming at a different time period. Nobody writes that guy like Timothy Zahn. Oh, so good. The Thrawn books are amazing. But I have to say, if you're looking for a book, aside from the Rise of Skywalker novelization, and this one you can get right now, we're talking about Clone Wars. We're talking all about Clone Wars. This is Dark Disciple by Christie Golden. And this is set in the Clone Wars. It's based off of unused scripts that they never did. They did even some, you can find some concept art for this arc. And this is probably takes place around, if I'm correct, in the season 6 area when the Jedi are making all kinds of bad decisions.
Good time.
And this starts with they decide to undertake a really bad mission. And it's some horribleness from the Jedi.
Now this looks like Adam Driver.
This?
Yeah, that looks like Kylo Ren.
This is Quinlan Vos.
Yeah, and we're looking at the cover of the book here.
Yeah.
This is the cover of the book we got. It's pretty much, this book is Asajj Ventress. It's wrapping up her storyline because that is not going to feature in the end of Clone Wars, and Quinlan Vos on a mission. And it is a gorgeous read. It's also based on scripts like Katie Lucas herself. Of the Lukai, wrote a lot of the Ventress arc episodes, and so a lot of it's based on her stuff.
I did not know that.
7 or 8 scripts or whatever. This book is sensational. It ties into Clone Wars. If you really want Clone Wars closure, this is part of the Clone Wars saga, and you cannot go wrong with Christie Golden. Oh my God. This is a wonderful book. And I'm not being paid to say this. I just love this book. This is my personal copy. I love this book. Anyway, so that, if you need a book to start with and you're really into Clone Wars, that's where to go. Anything else for this week from either one of you?
No. I'm excited to wrap up the Bad Batch next week.
Excited? You guys feel ready for Ahsoka?
Yeah.
As much as I love the Bad Batch,
I love the Bad Batch. I love that there is we're starting with a really solid 4-piece arc about clones because that's what this is all about.
It's
this is great. but I miss Ahsoka.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, but let's get into the end game.
It's
Yeah.
time for snips. Yeah, the
Come
thing is-
break my heart.
and we're gonna get a lot. We've
so much more.
Barely even begun.
Yeah.
So we got
do we got, 9 more
We're not
episodes?
even going to Mandalore yet. We got Ahsoka the mechanic.
Yeah.
Ahsoka
So ready.
Ahsoka trying to live her life
Yes.
on the lower depths of Coruscant. It's going to be great. You're going to love it.
so
Anyway, with that, we are going to fly out of this episode on the wings of Kiridax, but join us next week for the 4th episode of Season 7 of Star Wars The Clone Wars.
Yes, sir.
Where we'll be breaking down the new episode and also covering anything and everything in the galaxy far, far away. In the meantime, feel free to reach out to us on social media if you so choose. Caitlin, you can be found where?
I can be found at Caitlin M. Bush. That's Caitlin M. Bush, like the beer, not like the president.
Matt, you can be found where?
I could be found at
not
not my morning. Not my morning.
It's okay.
at Matt Romano, MatTROMANO on Twitter.
It's not your morning, but it's going to be your year.
Damn right.
And I can be found on Twitter at Brian Silliman. That's at BRIAN, S as in Skywalker, ILLIMAN. Yeah, I can spell my name. Share with your feelings and share your thoughts. We love hearing from you. Subscribe, leave a comment, and leave 5 stars. If you're feeling generous, don't be a coward. Snoke 'em if you got 'em. Take it, Shivi. And remember, hope is like the sun. If you only believe in it when you can see it, you'll never make it through the night. Boom! This is the way we have spoken. Hutslayer, fulfill your destiny! Thank you for watching. To subscribe, click here. And for more videos, click here.